The biggest reason for success when it comes to recruiters getting their business off the ground, up and running, and growing is not always a lack of information. 99% of the time, for what I've come across, for when I've seen people challenged or struggling to get past a certain point, is to do with action. Like how much action they take. Have they actually done the thing? Have they tried contacting clients? Have they tried contacting candidates? What different methods have they tried? How many different approaches they've tried? The reason why I'm sharing it is because today I had a conversation with two young entrepreneurs who have some recruitment experience, and they're in the process of getting their business off the ground. Some of the stuff that they shared for what they've tried, for somebody who's brand new into recruitment, was just unreal. I was like, look, I don't even, like, some of the things that you're mentioning I didn't experiment with until years into the journey. However, what you guys are doing is way ahead of your time for what you're capable of. So the reason why I thought I'd make this is just to say, it's, if you're going to try and figure out how to grow your recruitment business on your own, it's all about how fast you can experiment, how fast you can try certain methods and ways to approach your clients and candidates, experiment with all of them, find the fastest one that works for you, and then go and figure it out that way. In terms of a quicker approach is find somebody, like, it doesn't have to be me, but find somebody who's already done the thing that you're trying to do, and just find what works with them and just copy them. And that makes it so much more quicker, easier, and faster to make it work for yourself. So the reason why I'd decided to put this together is these guys have, and the two guys working together on this, one of them has a year's worth of recruiting experience. They are working long hours at the moment, and they're working towards it. And what I found was that they were very astute in terms of how quickly they were going to implement certain aspects of some of the digital tools in terms of their business. And the pace at which they were going at it is like, well, you guys are going to start making a lot of money pretty quickly. And they're a few weeks in, got some clients, got some candidates, and already getting going with everything. And the rate at which they're doing things was just unreal. I was just like, how long did you try this for? It's like, we did this, we tested it for this amount of time, it didn't quite work, so then we tried this one, and then we kept going. And it's like the self motivation and the self drive is already there. Now, we're going to start working together at some point in the future. However, when it comes to them getting things going, those guys, like, they don't need any crazy level of support in the position that they're in right now. However, in terms of like how they're going to go about it, in terms of the niche that they've decided to focus in, they're going for one that is already validated. It's one with a lot of volume, and the overall point here is about taking action. And for the majority of people in their earlier stages when it comes to growing, it's action that is required. So just take action. Like, even I'm not a fan of cold calling, but it is a method. I mean, it still works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I believe that there are superior methods out there. For those of you following some of the highlights on my Instagram stories, like, there's people who are finding clients quicker and faster than what you would do with cold calling. So to say that it doesn't work is it would be incorrect. However, there are superior methods out there that give you quicker and faster results. So the point is that sometimes you've just got to put volume in to figure out what works, and then make it work, and then keep running with it to make sure that it works, and keep going. And it's only when you stop, that's when you realize, actually, this doesn't quite go to plan. So I mean, this is specific for recruitment, but I suppose the advice itself is very generic for all aspects from a recruitment perspective, and for entrepreneurs in general. And that is that until you don't get going, nothing will happen. And if you haven't got going yet, then you need to figure out why you haven't got going and put that fix in place. And sometimes it's one thing that is stopping you from getting going. So or whatever. I don't know why this sounds really cryptic all of a sudden, but whatever it takes, make it happen. Because the quicker and faster you can get going, the quicker and faster you can figure out what you do know, what you don't know, what's working and what's not working. And when you find those gaps, either in your knowledge or your experience for how you're going to make things work, at least you can go and find somebody that can give you a helping hand with it. But up until the moment in time that you get going, it becomes almost impossible to diagnose. But no different to, you know, like, you know, you have to be, if so, you have to be driving a car and then have problems driving a car, whether it's an accident or something like that, for someone to turn around and say, look, this is what you did wrong. If you're just standing still, you haven't even got into the car, nothing's going to happen. So point here is just take action.